Oh, well, I mean, you came just in time. We talking about Kawhi Leonard and how the Clippers called him and said, "Hey, we seen a few of them practices, bro. You actually working harder than you do in the playoffs. Come on back, come on back." So we got to talk about it. Team USA, Grant Hill had to make a decision after the Clippers text him and say, "Hey, Kawhi Leonard will no longer be on this team. He's gonna walk away from training camp." I don't think it was Grant Hill making the decision. I really think it was the Clippers. But hey, basically what he said was, "Who all gonna be there? Because you ain't gonna be there." Now we gotta talk about the reaction to Kawhi Leonard withdrawing from Team USA. Joe,
First, okay. Kawhi Leonard, he left. Are we surprised? I think so. I think nobody was surprised. Like if we
I
all
was
had to make a
a little
bet,
bit.
if we all had to make a bet, which one of these players you think won't go to Paris? What? Who wouldn't? We all would have picked Kawhi Leonard. All right, even though KD is hurt, it's reported that he's hurt with a calf strain, and we still would have thought Kawhi Leonard. So I'm not surprised. Now look, because of his reputation, it looks bad because he only played 46% of his games in his career. And this is the first year since the 17-18 season, his last year with the Spurs, that it's the most games he's played. Coincidentally, of the same year they created a minimum of playing 65 games to get any awards or accolades. He played 68. Since he left the Spurs, he only played 60 games one time. That's what the year he won a championship. All right, that was before the pandemic, by the way. I feel like the pandemic was like decades ago. But I'm not mad at it though. I am not mad at it. He didn't make this decision. It wasn't his decision to back out. The Clippers organization and Team USA came together and they made a decision that it's probably best if Kawhi don't play. So he walked off, and I understand why they did that because the man has an injury history. We all know. I just talked about it. The man just got injured. I mean, he just like missed most of the playoffs because of an injury that he so-called just got finished getting better in. They got rid of PG on top of that. They got a new arena coming up. Last thing they need is on game open tonight for this new arena to Kawhi Leonard's a DMP because of something happening in Team USA basketball. So I understand it. I think people are upset because of his reputation, but I get it. The Clippers made it. He didn't say I'm gone, y'all. It was the Clippers and Team USA.
Dave.
For one, I was shocked he was even on the team. That is what caught me off guard when they made the list and Kawhi Leonard's name was up. I said Kawhi, Team USA, the guy who was always hurt during the playoff time. You know, the guy
he
who's
was
barely
hurt.
the guy who barely who hasn't played 60 games in the last few years. That guy. To me, it didn't make sense for him to even be on Team USA. So I feel like this was the best decision to make anyway. There are other players who were probably even more deserving than he was. I mean, I get it that he's Kawhi Leonard and, two-time champion, two-time Finals MVP, but okay, what has he done to say that he deserved to be on Team USA lately? He did play 68 games this year, but he didn't do it last year, didn't do it the year before or the year before that. Like Joe said, the last time he did that was when he won the championship with the Raptors in 2019. So, I mean, I would have rather seen someone else get put in that position than Kawhi. I honestly would have, liked it better if Team USA went back to how it was before and made people actually compete for the spot. That's how it used to be. When Kyrie and Kobe and LeBron and them, they had to compete. They had to actually make the team. Instead of people just being randomly selected and going on there, now you got a situation coming up that we're going to talk about soon. Because, I mean, it just didn't make sense. I mean, I probably would have asked PG to get on the team before I asked Kawhi. PG is more available than he is, and they both kind of have an injury history now. And remember we saw what happened with PG the last time he was on Team USA because he had a gruesome injury. This would have been a redemption for him. So you got to think about that storyline too. So that storyline would have been even better if you had PG than him. So I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I'm just shocked that he was even on the team. I didn't think he would have been selected. Honestly, I had multiple names I would have thought about before I thought that they would ask Kawhi if he wanted to be on Team USA. So I ain't mad at it. All I know is Kawhi Leonard. Those knees are trash. You might need to go ahead and just give it up, my guy. You might need to think about it.
Well, New Balances are comfy, so I understand why he signed there. I don't know about the hooping New Balance, but I know about if you're from the area, you all know New Balance is king here. And I guess that's what the Clippers said too. They was like, hey, don't try to find a New Balance over there. You better come over here and win some games for us, because Joe just picked y'all to be the team in the playoffs. Even though he know Kawhi only gonna give us one or two games. Kawhi Leonard is like a bad spades hand. He be like one in a possible. They be like, you sure? Are you sure you only got one? Like, are you counting your cards right? Because that's exactly what happened when he went down there too. Because when he walked in, I said, wait, who allowed for this guy to even say yes? Like, I understand Kawhi Leonard is a good player, but y'all know what time it is when it comes for the regular season. Like you all said, I think you said he played 68 games. I wish he would have played 69 games, because then I could have just been like, you know the song. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. But anyway, I'm not mad at the decision. I'm glad somebody stopped him from the injury or stopped him from himself, because, again, he was just chilling. I don't think he was going to get that much burn based upon all the wings that this team already has. I mean, it would have been between him, LeBron, and KD, who they would have had to been like on a somewhat minute restriction because they're the older players. But again, you wasted somebody else's time. And I know we're going to talk about it later on, but this player, Jaylen Brown, could have took his spot. Like, initially, not as a backup. He could have just initially been the first choice, because, again, you got to talk about health. And with health, youth is on their side. So, again, if the Clippers did this to save their season and Kawhi comes out and only plays 20 games, somebody's going to be upset.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot, you could have even asked Mikal Bridges to take a spot. We know he's available.
They could ask Kyle Kuzma.
Somebody.
I'm just saying. Well, speaking of that, because like I said, they honestly could have offered it to Jaylen Brown. I'm gonna say something else though. I think Jason Tatum had something to do with that, but we're gonna talk about it. I got to start some stuff with the Boston media. I got to start something only because of the chats. They won the championship and they don't know how to act for it. Every time you say something, they talking about the cover of 2K or the greatest summer in Tatum's history. Now we got to talk about the play